When did following orders to the letter backfire spectacularly? Our new captain was a West Point graduate who thought he knew everything about military protocol. Fresh from staff college, zero combat experience, and absolutely obsessed with regulations. We were deployed to a small outpost in eastern Afghanistan running security patrols and working with local village leaders. Pretty routine stuff, but this captain made everything complicated with his by-the-book approach. The problem started when he issued what he called comprehensive engagement protocols. 47 pages of instructions covering every possible interaction with Afghan civilians. Everything had to be documented, approved, and executed according to exact procedures. Want to buy bread from a local vendor? Fill out Form 27B and wait for approval. Need to question someone about suspicious activity? Submit a request through 4 different channels first. The guy turned basic human interaction into bureaucratic nightmare. His most ridiculous order came during Ramadan. He decided we needed to show cultural sensitivity by following Islamic prayer schedules exactly. When the call to prayer sounded, all military operations would cease immediately. No exceptions. We tried explaining this was impractical. Combat doesn't pause for prayer time, but he insisted. Orders are orders, gentlemen. We will demonstrate respect for local customs. The first week went fine. Patrols planned around prayer times, operations scheduled between religious observances, annoying but manageable. Then the Taliban figured out our schedule. They started timing their attacks perfectly. Hit us with mortars right as prayer call began, knowing we'd have to stop returning fire. Plant IEDs during prayer windows when our patrols were stationary. The worst incident happened on a Tuesday afternoon. We were escorting a supply convoy through a known danger area when the call to prayer echoed across the valley. Captain immediately ordered all vehicles to halt. Sir, our sergeant major protested, we're sitting ducks out here. This road gets hit weekly. The orders are clear, Captain replied. We show respect for religious observance. 5 minutes into prayer time, RPGs started flying. Perfect ambush. The Taliban had positioned themselves knowing exactly where we'd be stopped. 3 vehicles hit, 2 soldiers wounded, millions in equipment damaged. While we were pinned down taking fire, the captain was on the radio demanding to know why we weren't following proper defensive protocols. Return fire immediately, he screamed. Sir, I radioed back. You ordered us not to conduct military operations during prayer time. Dead silence on the command frequency. The firefight lasted 20 minutes. We finally broke contact, but barely. Could have been a massacre if the Taliban had better aim. Back at base, Captain tried shifting blame, claimed we'd misunderstood his orders, said the prayer protocol only applied to offensive operations, not defensive actions. But we had everything in writing. His exact words: all military operations will cease during religious observance periods. Pretty clear language. The incident report went straight to battalion command. Within 48 hours, Captain was relieved of duty, sent back to a desk job at division headquarters. His replacement, a major with 3 combat deployments, called us together his first day. Gentlemen, we're going to use something called common sense, revolutionary concept in the modern army. Tore up those 47 pages of protocols, replaced them with one simple rule: accomplish the mission without getting your people killed. The irony was perfect. Captain got relieved for following his own orders too strictly. His obsession with regulations nearly got us all killed. We learned later that Taliban radio intercepts had captured his prayer time directive. They'd been planning attacks around our self-imposed restrictions for weeks. Enemy adapts to your patterns. When you broadcast those patterns through inflexible orders, you hand them tactical advantage. 6 months later, heard the captain got promoted to lieutenant colonel. Pentagon loves officers who write detailed protocols, even when those protocols are completely insane. Military bureaucracy rewards paperwork over results, but combat teaches different lessons. Sometimes the most dangerous enemy is your own rigid thinking. That deployment taught me to question every order, even ones that sound reasonable, especially ones that sound reasonable. Common sense should override regulation when lives are at stake. The captain's career survived his spectacular failure. He probably learned nothing from the experience. But those of us who lived through his incompetence, we never forgot the lesson about blind obedience to stupid orders.